As you can see, it's time to trim our beauties a little bit, to take away those spent blooms for our rose to be neat looking, and also for them to redirect their energy instead of creating hips, which is very energy consuming process for a rose, for the rose to create more blooms for us. All right, let's trim those spent blooms today. All right, so as we can see, we have spent blooms, and you know what I like to do? When these roses look spent, I don't really wait for them to, for their petals to fall down here, because Lady of Shalott is growing here in kind of tight environment, and I don't like to leave petals on the leaves or on the ground. Rabbits, by the way, do love rose petals, believe it or not. So what I do, I take these flowers at their kind of old stage, and of course we have different varieties of roses, right? Hybrid teas will have just one big beautiful rose. Some roses flower in clusters. Lady of Shalott has this formation of flowers, so the center rose starts blooming first, and then we have a lot of new buds coming in. So let's give this rose a nice makeover and take away all the spent blooms. Oh, I see a baby ladybug here, which is a very good sign. Let me bring a bucket. You know what, my husband, who is filming, he said to me, oh, these roses are still so beautiful, maybe we can save them in the vase. And you know what, if you want to do that, what you can do, you can trim your stem really short and plop your rose into the water in some nice big dish, and you will have maybe a day or two. Again, Lady of Shalott doesn't keep its blooms very long, and they are really sensitive to the rain, so we enjoy the sheer display of all these new buds coming in. But otherwise you can't bring really Lady of Shalott inside. I see a spent bloom here. No, it still can go. And if you have a very thorny rose, Lady of Shalott is not really thorny, it's somewhere closer to less thorny roses. But if you have a very thorny rose, do wear your gloves, because you don't want to get those prickles in your skin. And at this point, I'm taking just the middle rose all the way to the end of the stem right here. But then when all these roses will finish their blooms, I will take the whole cluster of the stem down. Oh, this doesn't look good. We share the territory here with Robin, and Robin's nest is right there. The other year we had cardinals there, but this year we have Robin, and he gets so angry with me when I do my stuff here around this area in the garden, so you will see him fly. I'm going to bring the ladder here to do the trimming of this beauty. And don't worry, this is not the end of the blooms. There are so many new buds. And the rose will just push new growth, pump those beautiful blooms, and they will be even more fuller in several days. So let me get my ladder and get my Robin angry here. Sorry, Mama Bird, but you're going to be out for a minute because I'm going to deadhead my rose here. That's somewhere in the middle. Again, oh, here he flew, or she. I'm taking just spent blooms. When I have just spent blooms on one stem, I try to trim it like this, all the way to the first strong leaf, usually with 5 leaflets. Right here, you see this little skinny leaf right here? We trim it out all the way to the edge. This way it looks nice. There's no that stump which will actually dry out and will stay that way. Sometimes when I don't have time, I just quickly go snap, 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 and some roses are tough to snap. Ooh! A lot of buggies inside of this rose. All right. The generous gardener is tough, so you can't do it with your hands. And if you have something like this in clusters, right? So this rose will bloom first. I will take it right here, this bloom, spent bloom, and then let all other roses blossom. And then again, we'll trim to the first strong 5 leaves. This is 3 leaves. And why do we do that? Because we want our rose to rebloom first, and very weak stems, which created only 3 leaflet leaf, cannot support big blooms. So we want to have, okay, I'm not going to trim it, let's see, right here, right? No, it's not, okay, whatever. So here you see spent blooms. We don't want to trim it at the end to this weak 2 leaflet leaf. We want to trim it to 5 leaflet leaf because their stem is strong enough to support future blooms. So you see how stem is stronger here, it gets weaker, and then it gets weaker. I would do it even here. This way, future blooms are going to start somewhere, the buds will break out, and we will have beautiful bloom. Here we go. So this is the story of trimming this rose. And one more thing, petals, they kind of look nice here, but I'm going to sweep them all away. During the rain, they get very slippery, so they can be a hazard in the garden, on the pathways especially. And when they stay on the shrubberies under the rose, they also get kind of mushy and mucky and create all sorts of disease conditions. So I like to clean it all out, shake it out, get it all this. Oh, here goes a birdie. Oh, he got angry with me. Shake it all out, and my rose is ready to bloom again. Oh, one more thing I wanted to show you. Look at my Katrina rose. It is ready to bloom. Look at this. A dainty little thing. But once all the flowers comes out, the blooms just started this morning. So here we go. A dinner party or some sort of party here at the table, and my Katrina rose is blossoming here. Lovely, lovely. And at the back, my roses are waking up. We have Boscobel rose, and she is a struggling rose. She got attacked by sawflies, which I did not catch during my travels to Europe. So this year, Boscobel is going to suffer. But look at her blooms. Gorgeous, gorgeous. They're spent a little bit. I like her color. Beautiful. New Dawn is still quiet. We are still waiting for the show. Can you believe it? All right, my dear gardeners, please do subscribe, and we will see you in our next video. Happy gardening.